So, Carlos, welcome to our YouTube show. Thank you so much for coming on. How have you been keeping?
Highly blessed, highly favored. Just excited to be Carlos Matos in this day and age.
So, everyone knows you for the famous or maybe potentially infamous YouTube clip of you and Bitconnect, right? So, do you mind talking us through a little bit of how you came to know about Bitconnect and where you are now?
Sure. A friend of mine shared with me the idea of Bitconnect on a time when cryptocurrency was very, very new. Almost no one knew about Bitcoin. This was in 2017. And I saw, the idea, and I really loved it. I thought that it was an amazing idea. And what I saw was cryptocurrencies and the promises of cryptocurrency. And I, saw it and I said, sure. I got involved in it. I put $25,600 into it. And in a short period of time, that grew like crazy. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
What was it like when you started watching it grow?
It was incredible because I'm used to invest in the stock market and invest on things like that. And in the stock market, usually the things that I invested took years to show that kind of growth. And this was, probably growing like about 10 to a quarter every month, around every month. And it was pretty incredible. Yeah.
And when did you get invited to that panel, which, you're famous for?
That was at the annual celebration of Bitconnect. Everybody that invested certain amount of money got invited automatically to the annual ceremony. So since I invested 25,000 something dollars, that immediately qualified me as someone who was eligible to go to the annual ceremony, and that's when I went.
And were you invited to speak, or did you volunteer to speak?
I was just an excited and enthusiastic investor, just like there were other people there giving their testimony about how Bitconnect was changing their lives. That was exactly what I was there to do.
Yeah.
Except that I am a very, very powerful speaker. So if you put me at a stage and I have something that that I really feel and I'm completely sold on,
Yeah.
I'm going to let the world know exactly how I feel, and I am I got a lot of energy.
And that's what you did. And I guess, so did you
Yeah.
start getting a lot of attention after you did it, or was it kind of when Bitconnect started to go south that became a meme?
After I did it, I immediately started getting a lot of attention because people are looking for ideas to invest.
Yeah.
I am I'm an investor. I invest in different things, and if you come to me with an idea, no matter how crazy the idea is, if I really looked at it and I feel it's something that may have a potential and you sold me into it, I wouldn't mind putting a bit of money into it and seeing what happens. I mean, if it goes and blows up, so what? It goes and blows up. I know if you're an investor, you must realize that there is nothing that is written in stone that you're going to be making money out of anything that you invest in. I mean, anything that you invest in can just you can probably lose all of your money, and usually that's what it is. In fact, more than 95% or 90 and above percent of all private businesses that go out into the market, they within the next 5 to 10 years, they just go bankrupt.
Yeah. So I guess, kind of going back to cryptocurrencies and Bitconnect, when did you start to realize that Bitconnect may not have been exactly what they promised to you, and everything that kind of unraveled?
I saw it at the last minute when it collapsed. That's the only time. All the time I was told that it was something, that it was a real thing, because remember, the idea of cryptocurrency was decentralization, was that you're investing in something that is based more on technology, and who cares who invented it and who the who the owners are. I mean, what about Bitcoin? Nobody knows who
Yeah.
invented Bitcoin, and look how, that was the idea. So yeah, I till the last minute.
So what was it like when you realized it was gonna fail or that it went bankrupt or whatever?
It was something that it was shock in a way, but in another way, it was not, because I'm an investor. So as an investor, I know that if I invest, I can make tons of money or I can lose it all. So in a way, the only thing that I felt that the solution was about the new idea of cryptocurrency, and whether cryptocurrency itself was something that I couldn't count on. And then later things that I did prove that it was absolutely not. And I'm so excited and so happy that I did. I invested in Bitconnect because that opened my mind to investing other cryptocurrencies that are still here and have done tremendously well, and I have profit tremendously. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you've been in cryptocurrency now for a long while compared to like the rest of the community that's have gotten into it since the pandemic. So
Absolutely.
you've probably gained a lot of money off of your other investments.
Yes, absolutely,
Do you mind
and
talking?
that is the reason why I believe that it was a total success. So Bitconnect was my first understanding of cryptocurrency, and I am so happy and very happy that I learned about it, because you opened my mind to other things. Yeah.
What other cryptocurrencies are you invested in?
I really will say that the cryptocurrency that I have more conviction is Bitcoin itself.
Yeah.
And I think that, see, the dynamics that are going on in Bitcoin is something that a lot of people do not truly understand. These miners that are mining Bitcoin, at the beginning when they started, most of them were private companies, and they were just mining Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin to be able to afford their,
Operating
the
expenses.
operating expenses and the technology and all the miner drips and everything that they were doing. And that was at that time when Bitcoin was just starting. But
Yeah.
nowadays you have all of this, or a lot of these private companies that were, the private miners that are becoming public companies.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about companies such as Marathon Digital and others as well. And this is causing a tremendous shift in everything, because now when they didn't really have that much money, now they find themselves with tons of money. So they are investing heavily in the technology, to the point that there is already a cap on the amount of technology that they can actually invest in. And then they realize how valuable and scarce Bitcoin is. So what's going on is that these miners that are coming in are not really mining to sell.
Yeah.
They're mining to own. So just think about what's going on now. Now everything changes, because these public miners that are going to be coming now are going to be mining to own, and their private stock, their public stocks are going to be um, thought of as successful according to the amount of Bitcoin that they're holding and owning instead of selling. And
Yeah.
that is why Bitcoin is different than gold, silver, or all of those different things, because gold, silver, and all of those different things are commodities, And as long as those mining companies are mining those commodities, they keep finding more and more.
Yeah.
But with Bitcoin, they cannot find more. It's just 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be mined, period. And that creates an amazing scarcity. So what's going to happen now is that this is for the first time in the world that there are companies that are mining an asset, a property that is in a scarcity.
Yeah.
And that changes everything. So now they are mining to own. And then what's going to happen? As time goes by, they're going to be buying instead of selling. So now think about the whole thing. They're mining to own, and then they're also going to be buying. So what's going to happen with the price of Bitcoin is it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think
I agree with you completely.
Yeah. In the next 5, 10, 30 years, Bitcoin will go, in 5 years, Bitcoin very likely to go to 500,000. The next 5 to 10 years, Bitcoin will very likely go to 5 million. And it will keep going. So within about a period of 30 years, Bitcoin will probably surpass the $1 million.
Hey man, I have a lot of money invested in Bitcoin anyway, so I hope you're right. But going back to kind of like Bitconnect and stuff. So one of the big funny things from that thing was you talking about how you had to go to prove to your wife that, you were actually getting cash out. How did she take it when Bitconnect failed?
Of course, she came and said to me, see, I was right. And our relationship just went down and just keep going on a spiral. And we end up getting, being divorced and so on. So, but I'm happy that it worked out that way because I saw it as somebody that took a risk and not as somebody that, just because of that experience was a failure. So
well, I'm sorry to hear
I'm happy that everything worked out. No, I'm not sorry. I'm excited, happy, beautiful that it happened that way because what that means is that was not the that was not the person that I want to be with in my life. I want to be with somebody who's a risk taker, somebody who's going to go out there and find out opportunities and not be scared to take a risk. And if he goes and blows on our faces, then hey, let's look at the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the mentality you've got to have if you're going to be a risk taker, right? You got to like deal with the blows as they come.
Absolutely. The most important thing that I believe that people got to really have now is how do I keep myself happy, strong, healthy, and looking young?
Yeah.
How do I do that? That's it. If you're able to do that and you're able just to get a job, doesn't matter what, even at McDonald's, and just keep buying Bitcoin, especially every time that there are dips like this. Yeah. Eventually, you're going to be doing amazing. You're going to be doing fine. Amen. Financial independence is going to be for you.
So I guess, yeah, well, going on that topic, like, so, you mentioned that you have succeeded with your other investments, specifically Bitcoin. Would you say net, you're positive off of cryptocurrency in terms of your investments?
I don't like to go into the specific amounts and so on, but I will tell you that I'm doing well, and I believe that the very best years of my life are yet to come. That what I have lived in the past is nothing compared to the years that are going to be coming ahead, because I am one of those people that do really understand how to keep myself looking and feeling strong, healthy, happy, and young. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, I hope your Bitcoin philosophy comes true. I'm mega invested in Bitcoin myself. So here's hoping it works out. I guess my final question for you would be, do you have any advice for being able to suss out if a project in cryptocurrency or just in any general investing thing is a scam?
Yeah, I will say to you that and to your listeners that if there is something out there that you're going to be investing in, first of all, understand the risk. Understand that as an investor, you must allocate money that you're willing to lose 100%. If you lose that money 100%, will you be able to continue with your life without problem? If that's the case, go ahead and invest it, no problem. The next question is, what you are investing in, is it something that is completely controlled by any entity, such that they have, for example, in the case of Bitcoin, a centralized exchange in which they control the actual demand and even the supply of, you know, whatever asset, whatever thing they're selling? If you have that kind of situation, do not get involved, because in a closed system like that, obviously those, you know, people who are the whales of that system, they're going to control that. So they can decide when the entire market is going to dump. They can decide when the market is going to go up. The manipulation and the control they have is just ridiculous. So stay away from centralized exchanges that are controlled specifically by one company or by one entity, and when there is no, you know, no distribution of whatever asset or whatever investment vehicle they are actually trading. Because if that is the case, and from the beginning, you are in the wrong place. So be very aware of that. And the next thing that I will say to you is to take a look at the investment and say to yourself, is this something that I would love to invest, that is going to motivate me, is going to motivate other people around me to invest because it's going to be able to save the world, to change the world, to help the world in any way? Or is it doing the opposite? Is it going to be hurting people? Is it going to be hurting the world? And if it has any of those things that is going to hurt something, then I think you, as me, and everyone else, will have a moral obligation not to invest on things that are going to be hurting our world or hurting ourselves.
Sure. Well, hey, I actually do have one final question, and it's just related to the Bitconnect meme. What are the pros and cons of becoming a meme?
Becoming a meme, in my case, has been really awesome, because when I go and I am in places like in New York City, where there is a lot of people that own cryptocurrencies, they recognize who I am. A lot of people recognize who I am. A lot of people come to me and ask me questions about, you know, different cryptocurrencies. Like, for some reason, they believe that I am a guru in all cryptocurrencies that are in the cryptocurrency space. And in that case, I feel excited about it. And then the negative part about it is those people that got hurt by Bitcoin, by the Bitconnect deal, who have that pain within themselves. They feel that they have been violated, they have been cheated, and that they have been taken advantage of. And when you find those type of people and they come at you and they send messages, negative messages, and they lost all their money, to be able just to come to them and tell them, listen, I am so sorry about what happened to you, but you got to understand one thing. If you're truly an investor, you must understand there's no guarantee on anything that, you know, that you invest in. Even just like we were talking before, 90 to 95% of all the amazing private companies out there go bankrupt. Guess what? A whole bunch of public companies as well, they also go bankrupt. And these are companies that people invest their money and they put their stocks, you know, money in stocks. They also go bankrupt. And what happens? Those investors go to the CEOs and accuse them? No, they understand the risk, that if it's an investment, you can win big or you can lose it all.
It's good to hear, man. Well, I guess, before you go, what do you do day to day now?
I am a therapist that works with autistic children
Yeah.
and their families. I am really, really happy about that. That's where I dedicate most of the time. I am also a coach that works with specific group of people on life coaching. I had 7 people that I was working with, but I stopped that because there was a growth in the population of children that were having a specific type of behavior in the autistic spectrum, and I am an expert in that behavior, and they were seeking me, and these parents were coming to me, and I was just so touched that I couldn't say no to them. So I stopped my life coaching program, and I just started working with this population. But now it's doing very well. Everything's is well, and I feel that I may be coming, opening my life coaching program in the future again. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, if you have anything you'd like to plug, go for it. I know you do speeches at conventions and things like that. So how can people get
Yeah,
into
that's another thing that I am. I am a public speaker, and if you guys have any public, any company that is a cryptocurrency company that have an amazing, value, that have an amazing solution that you want to bring to the masses and let them know the amazing solution that you have, I would love to hear from you. I would love to work for you. To work for you. To work with you. I have this amazing ability, and that is to listen to complex solutions at times that may be difficult for, for this a person that is more technical to really show to other people who are common people to understand. I'm able to understand what's going on and just to put it in words that are going to be easy for others to understand. So that might be one way that I can help these companies. So yeah, I'm opening, and people that are looking for me, Twitter is one of the places that I actually am very, very active on Twitter. So you guys can reach me at CM_Mago Latino. That's CM_Mago Latino, and that's MAGOLATINO. And just send me a message, and hope to connect with all of you guys.
Hey, well, thank you for your time, Carlos, and good luck with everything. And here's hoping Bitcoin goes to 500K in 5 years.
Hey, you as well as we have a moral obligation, and that moral obligation is for us to share this amazing technology with everyone around us. Because for the first time in our life, we have the power to really own property. Owning property is something that is in the constitution of most countries in the world, but it was really an illusion, because that property could always be taken away by a thief, by the government, by anything. But Bitcoin, because you have your private keys, cannot be taken away from you. So for the first time in history, this is something that's happening. So now you, as well as I, as well as everybody, we got to spread the message and let other people know that, yeah, Bitcoin may be that solution to financial independence.
Hey, man, here's hoping, and take care, and good luck with everything.
Take care, my friend.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.